Jeff Wolfgang asks, how did you treat top guys with volatile personalities like Abby or Bruiser Brody compared to other wrestlers? So how do you treat somebody with a volatile personality to calm them down?
Very gently. Don't ever, don't ever put you in a situation where they can get pissed at you. So, but I was never in charge of Bruiser or giving him any finishes, but I knew the story with him when I had him in Puerto Rico. You just didn't beat him because people expected him to stomp and romp and bleed a little bit and walk around the arena and going, "Arf, arf," and people would run from him. That was his match. And Abdullah, the same thing. So
we shall move on then. Tony Khan, and then we'll get to
let me tell you this.
Oh, go on.
Abdullah, I just had taken the book over in Puerto Rico, my first night there. And here come Abdullah up to me, or well, he didn't come to me. I went up to him because he's always sitting back like this. He sits there like a big Buddha, sits there. And he says, and if you hear his voice does not match his body. Abdullah, you think would have, a really rough voice, but you look at him and he speaks like this. Hey, champ. Hey, because everybody champ. Hey, champ. Hey, champ. So he called me one day and said, hey, champ, what's me and Carlos doing? And I swear I looked at him like he had two heads. I said, well, I guess like you've done 3,000 other times, I guess go out there and beat the shit out of each other, bleed a little bit, and we'll throw it out. That's what we do. You've done it 1,000 times. So why should this one be any different? And he said, okay. And they went out there and they did that. I told Carlos one day, this is off topic. I had him in the corner and I'm hitting him. You ever look at Carlos's head? Oh my God. I looked down at him and I said, this looks like when I-4 connects with I-75 right outside Tampa. That's what it looks like. But anyway, it was horrible. Sometimes Carlos, he cut so much, you didn't even have to touch him sometimes. Just tap him right here. It's gone. It looked terrible. So, but anyway.
I, as you know, interviewed Bushwhacker Luke not too long ago, and I said, God, your forehead's pristine. And then he leant in because, there's a quality issue when you're doing these Zoom calls. It's not sharp. And then he leant in and went, oh my God, it's the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, several of them, all crisscrossing, amazing.
Well, I'd been in the business about, I don't know, a year. And I went from Atlanta to like the Tennessee territory. And they wanted me, they call it getting juice, which I've never been a fan of at all. I didn't even know how to make it up. Somebody had to show me how to make it. So I went out there, and it's my first time ever doing it. I'm actually scared to death. I'm scared of going both ways. I'm scared of not getting enough. Then I'm scared of getting too much. Then I'm scared on the third level of just doing it, just taking something sharp and sticking it into your head. That takes a little bit of insanity, I think. So I did it, but I did it too much. Oh, I scared the hell out of myself. I'm just bleeding like buckets, and I'm thinking, damn, what the hell am I got myself into? I actually started to quit the business that day. So, but then you make a mistake. You show them that you can get a bit of color, they call it. Now they want it all the time. So from then on, when they told me to do it, well, it'd be like this. I was holding my hand back. And then I'd stick myself. I was a real wussy when it come to that. So after about the fourth or fifth time, I got like I've got more blood shaving than I got off doing that. So when they saw that I wasn't getting any, they stopped asking me. Now, if it was later on, if it was a big money match or something, yeah, I could have forced myself to do it, but I've never been a fan of that at all. Some guys base their whole career off that. Brody based it, other than beating the crap out of people. Abdullah based his on that instead of beating the crap out of people. Hansen and those guys like that. And why they got over in Japan, you know why they got over in Japan so good? Well, they wanted him to get over, but they have in Japan, they're called, I forgot what they call them now.
Well, the foreigners, Gaijin.
No, they have an English name. They just call like, not jobbers, but I forgot. But that's their
young boys.
They go in there.
Young boys.
They call them that. Yep. And they had another name. I can't remember now. But all they would do, Abdullah and Brody and Hansen, they just beat them up. Beat them up physically. I mean, not in the face and the head, but around the body and what. I mean, they'd lay their stuff in. But the young boys would take it because they gained respect. They gained respect not only with the office people or the booker, but the other guys too. They withstood the onslaught and they got a respect. And those guys, and they never intended to hurt them. They would just Stan was just rough anyway. You know, when he hit you that clothesline, he literally hit you with the clothesline. You felt it. And Abdullah, when he dropped that 400-pound elbow on you, he don't drop an elbow. He drops a body. So he dropped it on me one time, and I was moving because I knew what he was going to do. So he was going to – he didn't – like I said, he didn't drop the elbow. He dropped half his back on top of you too. He would kill you. But that's why those guys got over, and they did not sell for anybody till they got up with Baba and the top names.
And they did not slap the thigh.
Oh no, they didn't do kicks anyway. If they kicked, they'd kick you for real. You know, Brody threw that extended kick and it looked good, but he didn't slap a thigh. He just hit you. That's what I'm thinking. What if you put the young bucks in with Brody and Hansen? They would literally they'd have had those two guys crying because. And I'm not saying, I don't know, the Jackson boys may have a lot of guts. They don't have that much guts. They couldn't withstand a 10-minute match or even a 5-minute match if Hansen and Brody wanted to lay on them. No way.
Yeah, there's guts and then there's complete stupidity, I think.
But, yeah, or you got the EVP. You can pull it out. The executive vice president, don't touch me. But